And welcome back to What She Said and More. Tonight we are doing our usual thing, only slightly different in regards to MAFS. So what we're doing is we're condensing. We're going to try and condense anyway. You are joined by me. I am Paige.
I'm Moira.
And I'm Emma.
And we are your hosts for this evening. So girls, commitment ceremony.
Well, I feel like it all kicked off with Sierra, and it was basically talking about how she had been chatting with Adrian, and it came out that she had revealed her secret that she didn't want to talk to Billy about, and she had told Adrian. And in turn, Adrian had actually told Sierra what he was going to write in his letter but didn't.
I thought that it really, I just don't like Adrian.
Yeah.
But
no, I haven't liked him since the start.
Oh gosh, yes, I know, just the mouth thing. But when Athena said, you opened up to her, and he's like, yeah, oh,
yes,
nah.
yeah,
I was like, mate,
yeah.
do you want a shovel to go with that hole that you're digging?
That's right. And then poor Billy, he's like, what about me? Like,
yeah. I really
but what I got really annoyed with was Sierra being like, yeah, sorry about that. It was just so off the cuff, her apology.
And, oh, yeah, that's fair. Like, every time somebody would say, oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
No.
It's not fair.
She just had no remorse whatsoever. And and Billy saying that he thinks that she does like Adrian. 100%. That's what I called last week. And absolutely, I think that they do like each other.
Yeah, agreed. So agreed. So
and agreed. I think that poor Tony is dragged along to the dinner to have a third wheel. I think he's oblivious to everything.
He was a pawn in their game. He was a pawn in their game. That's
right. He was just there to prove that it was above board. However, we don't know what was going under the table, do we?
Paige, last week, did they play footsies or did they not?
I think they did. There was a little bit of movement going on there, and I was like, I see what the girls are saying. I can also see that Mo was like a bit because couldn't really see much, and it was very dark, but you could still see that there was a little bit of something going on there.
I don't know.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Who knows? Did you see, and I hate spoiler alerts, but I did flick through social media and I saw Adrian had a bit of a rebuttal to last week's episode. He's like, there were no footsies under the table. Pretty much everything we've called him on, he said no. And then he said, and by the way, I can't change my teeth because these are real. And I'm like, yeah.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
No.
Not at all.
What I found really annoying, and I felt for Athena so much, was the fact that everything that she was trying to say, he kept on shut. Like what? Like what? What do you mean I don't shut up for you? Like what? I was like, mate, just shut up. Can you just freaking shut up and let her talk?
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to express herself, and you are not letting her have a single word edgewise. Yeah. Back off.
He's taken over the Marin role, hasn't he, this week?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he was doing that to shut her up so that she couldn't say how she felt or put him down or really art him in front of the group. And I feel like he was just trying to put her off so that she would just go, oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, he's clearly there for the wrong reasons. The fact that he decided to leave the experiment because he wasn't involved in a 30-second promotional ad.
Yeah.
That shows that he's not there for love. He's there to promote himself and to further his career in however he imagines.
Sorry, but if you are the producers of MAFS and you need someone, okay, if it's a photo, fair enough. But if you have to talk, they are just not casting Adrian at all. Like it just would not happen. They would have to subtitle that. They would have to engineer his voice or something so that people could actually understand. AI. It like no one could understand him. Sorry, maybe
I
that's why
actually
that's why you
don't
didn't get a
find
promo.
him. Yeah, that's right. I don't think it was the talking part. I probably has an attitude. I would say that they just probably didn't want to deal with his
Yes, because
his
Morena said she didn't get on it. Who
Yeah.
else didn't get on it? Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie. She wasn't there.
So the troublemakers, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the common denominator?
It's so these are obviously the people that are hard to work with, and they've
Yeah.
just gone, we don't want to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
He shuts her down when
Mm.
she talks. He's telling her to pack his bag so that he can leave her. I don't like him. I do not like him. I get really bad energy from him.
These are my notes. Adrian is so yuck. I have the full ick from him. These little gripes really piss me off. Stop talking over her. Just shut up, Adrian. The fact that he's smirking while she's being vulnerable is extremely disrespectful.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
He's such a turd.
No. Producers mustn't be doing any background checks because yes.
I have that written down. All I've heard the experts say is no accountability. How hard are they going into these background checks? Like, I'm sorry.
But I did read somewhere that he's got DV against him.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Allegedly, yes, I have heard that as well.
But apparently it was like just before he came into the show.
That's so bad.
Again, it is alleged.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But I think either the charges were dropped or he wasn't convicted or something like that, and they had to ask Athena if she was okay with it.
Yeah, okay.
So she
right.
Which
so
I think,
did,
which
so
I think
they
is
did.
Interesting why sometimes, and I don't know whether I now pick up on that because I know that background alleged information, but I've seen her go, "Don't touch me," like "Don't touch me," or yeah.
She always says, "Don't end of me,"
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "That's so true," because it's like end of discussion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, just because you say it's over doesn't mean it's over. You don't get to call the shots because I haven't finished talking.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have just written here, Adrian is a douchebag.
Yeah.
Jackie and Ryan.
Oh my God, I'm so over these two. I'm so sick of their airtime. I'm so sick of watching them yes and no each other. Like, I hate you, no, we're together and there's no problem. I don't know what everyone's talking about. Like, I can't. I have so much written for them. It is pissing me off.
Yeah.
They are confusing the couples even and the experts. Nobody can work them out.
Master manipulators. They are both master manipulators. So Jackie is really high maintenance. Her crying really triggers me. Yeah. If she is legitimately crying, and there was like panda eyes, so I guess at some point she really got that tear out. It's really triggering for me because it's very dramatic with no real emotion. If that makes sense. And yeah, so this was her tearing up over the rap sheet that she had against Ryan. And I have just, come on, Jackie, bring it up in the moment, not weeks later. That does not make a relationship. Holding a grudge and then bringing it back up when you feel like tearing someone down. And that's exactly what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
And did you see in the adverts for next episode, it looks like she actually brings it to the
commitment ceremony?
Yes. Yet he told everybody when he said you made a rap sheet, she's like, no, I didn't. That's a lie. Yet she pulls it out of her bra. Yeah. She's such a liar. Like, she's probably looking back going, oh my God, I've said that he lied so often and it's really showing that I'm the one that's lying. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, did you realize she was only 29?
What?
I know.
Yeah, I do recall.
I thought she was older than that.
I thought she was like 36 or something.
Yeah.
She does look much older.
She does look older.
I saw a picture.
I'm not trying to be rude. She does look older.
No. I think she's more beautiful naturally. She needs to back off on the makeup. Yeah.
Anyway.
And she'll look younger as well.
Was she drunk at that wedding?
I don't know. But Fina's like, it's not your wedding. And she's like, yep, that's true. And walks away. I was like, hey,
Oh,
Yeah, I have. WTF just happened when Jackie just snapped out of her tears. And I feel like
yeah,
that was exactly what Athena's face was. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
And Ryan did the same.
yeah,
Like, that's exactly what I mean.
I
yeah.
feel like he got a
That's
lot of
right.
validation that night. And then it all
Yeah.
flipped on
Yeah.
itself when he was like, oh, no, we're good.
Jackie and Ryan, what the fuck is going on? So confusing. He says that he's a warrior, but I don't see it. So when Dave says to Ryan that he should be making his wife feel like the most special person in the world, and he goes, "Yes, special," but she says beautiful. But me personally say that there's more to the word beautiful than just physical appearance. And how did the imaginary kids come into it? You confuse me. You are cringe.
Can I just say that the fact that you're saying cringe is making me cringe? I don't. um, I think she's the most superficial person that I've ever had the pleasure of never meeting. My gosh, she's tough to watch.
Yeah.
It's hard. They are both hard to watch, but they're both as cray cray as each other.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. At the wedding, whenever she was like, just hug me, and then almost threw herself on him. And I was just thinking, I hope he just picks her up and starts walking out of the ceremony. Like, yep, we're off. Like, I just wanted him
I
to pick her
know.
up and leave. But the way she looked at him whenever TJ dipped Beth at their first dance, she was like, did you see that? And he didn't drop her. I thought that was kind of funny, though. Do you know what I loved, though? When Jackie started crying and Billy was like, oh, not again.
Yes.
Even he's got the shits with it. He's like, I'm done.
I love the new bride and groom, Beth and TJ, at their reception. They're like, oh, what's going on there? Like, and she's like, oh, I love a bit of drama. Like,
Yeah.
she's all into it.
I really like her. I really like Beth. Immediately, though, I did see her with Billy. And then when he was like, I'm half Greek, half Indian, I was like, ooh, what's Jamie gonna do? He's half Greek. And then I was like, nah, look at Dave. She's not leaving Dave. He's amazing.
They're pretty hot and heavy pretty quick though, yeah? Like they were passion on from day dot. They were clearly attracted to each other.
Mm.
Right.
But also they just clicked.
And I think he's from his background, like he's seen his grandparents' arranged marriage. Like he's seen it work. And I think he's down for it. If it works, I think he's all for it.
Yeah.
I do, however, have a bit of reservation with him because I think he's been on another reality TV show before. I think it was Big Brother.
I thought that exact same thing.
I'm pretty sure it's come out on socials. So he's been on thing before. Ryan has been on TV before. Sierra has been on TV before. Paul has been on TV before. It's almost like they're just recycling people from reality TV shows.
Okay, I do have a question about this. So in the M.A.F.S official podcast, I just caught a bit and Billy was on there and they asked him, do you get paid a weekly wage? And he's like, no. And they're like, well, you must get paid an allowance or living expenses. And he's like, yeah, $1,250 a week. He's like, it's not much. So I wonder whether they have contracts also. So if these people have been on other reality TV shows and they feel that they're going to pull the ratings, have they also signed a contract and had some under the table money handed to them prior to the whole thing? Like how much of this is curated?
A lot of it would be curated. Absolutely. There is a thing that I remember hearing, and I'm not sure whether it was on like The Bachelor or something, and it was if they bring something up, they get extra perks. Like they'll get money or a handbag or so. It was something, I can't remember what it was, but it was definitely The Bachelor, and for to get some drama happening, and the producers come and they pull people aside and they go, that now would be a really good time to bring that up, I reckon, and in front of the girls, and see what she says. And so they are 100% curating from the back.
So I mean, how far does $1,250 go? Because you would assume that if they're going to take leave from their work, if they've got jobs, they would have some sort of holiday pay to
Well, it's
cover.
2 months. Like 2 months. Who has 2 months of holiday pay up their sleeve?
Yeah, I
You only get 4
suppose.
weeks a year.
Mm,
Mm.
exactly.
And plus,
So
they
then you've
also
got to.
he said they also have to buy their own clothes for the
Mm-hmm.
show, and they also have to buy their own food. They get one meal if they're filming.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I would.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is, I would like you would hustle right before you went onto the show, and you would go
Mm.
around to your favorite clothing stores, and you would say, "I am going to be on MAFS. I will promote your clothing.
Jackie
Can I have
tried
some
to
clothes?"
do that. Jackie tried to do that, and she's had heaps of backlash. It's come out that she's gone to all of these boutiques and have said, I'm going to be on a reality TV show. Can you dress me? And they're all like, we don't even know who you are. And you're asking us for all this stuff, and you haven't even been on the reality show yet. So
Well, that's the
they're
whole
all,
idea, though.
Yeah.
mm, she's copped it. She's copped it.
Don't people from the block
Well,
do that?
No idea.
yeah,
I don't watch the blog.
I would look. I actually have Jackie's back because it's what
Yeah.
I would do.
That's the
I would
hustle,
be
right?
hitting it hard. Yeah.
Apparently, the producers actually tell you whether or not that outfit is appropriate for the show.
Well, I can
So
guarantee you that half that shit, the ladies can't wear underwear
yeah,
because
and
of
their boobs
the
are out, their bums out,
yeah.
the panty line
I
would
wouldn't call
show.
that appropriate.
Yeah.
They look fabulous, though. Just the only other thing I want to talk about with the wedding was I love how they all get the invite and it was the same day wedding. Like they were like, you were invited to a wedding today. And Jamie just lost it. I thought that was the funniest thing. I'm not going, I'm pale.
And then literally gets picked up by Dave. Jamie, babe, I'm really sad.
I love how he's like, do we RSVP? Which
Mm.
I love those two. I hope they
I
get married
love
and have lots
them.
of babies.
Yes, me too.
Okay, so do we want to talk about Lauren?
My gosh. And her resting bitch face.
I'm getting the gay vibes from Clint. And I don't think she was attracted to him whatsoever, but I think she's warming to him. It sounded like that she was approached. So it sounds like that Elliot maybe had asked to have a rematch, and maybe the producers approached her and said, do you want to come on? Because she said, I almost pulled out, like.
She's very apprehensive.
So I thought that the shit show that was M.A.F.S with people just upping and leaving, Tim pissing off, Elliot pissing off, Tony going away every weekend, which is actually why I thought Adrian left. Because I was like, see, they all, because the week before he had heard that Tony had gone home. And so all of a sudden he's gone home, right? And I don't know in the background what they're doing to try and get everyone back. I don't know what incentives they're throwing at them, but I just find it really interesting that he took off after hearing about Tony leaving. And so I had thought that maybe this is like a scramble for M.A.F.S to bring people back because they have just lost control and people are leaving left, right, and center. I'm interested to hear your thoughts, Paige, on Clint, who's from Launceston, who says it's hard to find someone there at 43. We know. We literally wore the t-shirt, mate. Oh yeah, so Lauren. So yeah, so at the wedding, I just was like, she's not digging him. And when they put the photos beside each other, I was like, I just don't know if that's a good match.
No.
Agreed. I also thought that he was going to say something about the fact that she was literally deadpanning him. Like there was no emotion. She wasn't looking him in the eyes. And she even said that I can't look him in the eyes because I don't believe vows anymore.
Yeah, that's sad.
And I thought that was really, really sad. But I also felt for him because I was like, well,
he's getting the shitty bit. The shitty end of the stick.
Yeah, exactly. He's going into this whole experiment to potentially find a partner. Um,
Desperate
and
times in
the first
Launceston.
impression, literally,
It's the Great
and he's
Depression of.
it so is.
Yeah, what did you think
They
about
need
that? Because he's from Launceston and she's from Brisbane.
Mm,
Mm.
So I
hmm
thought that was an interesting match.
I
Well,
think
I
they
No
mean,
picked
one in
her because
Tassie to
they're
pair him
older.
with.
yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, look, we all know who he actually ends up with, and she's just from across the ditch. So,
That's a spoiler alert on its own.
yeah,
Like, I just so disappointed
Didn't
with.
she spoil that though? Didn't
yeah,
she
she
leak
Yeah,
did.
that? So I thought he was really kind. He was really nice and polite. And I think she started to let her guard down around him and was like, actually,
Hmm.
this guy is a nice guy. I don't think she's
Mm,
attracted to him. Because
no,
when
no,
he was like kissing, she was like on the cheek.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
So I don't think she's attracted to him, but I think she was like, actually, this guy's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
yeah.
I
I
don't
You
think
think
know
she's
who I did
warming up to
catch her?
him.
Yeah, you know who I did catch her peeking at? Just a quick glance was the new groom. What's his name?
TJ.
TJ.
TJ. So I saw her kind of looking at TJ, and her eyes kind of lit up a little bit, which
Mm,
tells me, not saying that they've got anything or anything will happen, but just that she's more attracted to him than she
mm,
is.
So with Elliot and Veronica, I don't see them lasting because
no.
she is way too bubbly and independent for him.
Hmm.
And so he had no one there. So he obviously didn't tell
I
anyone, didn't ask anyone to come.
mm,
I like the
I thought he
fact
was more.
that she really put him into place at the dinner party.
Yes, I
Yeah,
have that.
that is
That's
disgusting.
disgusting.
I was like,
Yeah,
yes, Queen, yes,
I
you
wrote,
tell him.
yes, Veronica, the way you shamed her was disgusting. And I was like, yes,
Mm,
you go,
Yeah.
girl. I
mm-hmm,
loved that from
mm-hmm.
her. But that's why I sensed a lot of independence from her in the little
Yeah,
snippets that they showed you of who he was
yeah,
before they got married. And I was like, nah. He can say he's changed and he's thought about everything. And I'm sorry, but his performance, he was an overactor that day.
yeah.
I was like, he knew he had to change because of how he was coming across, and he just was an overactor.
It's not
I thought he was going
working.
to cut and run when she said that she had
Endometriosis.
endometriosis.
Yeah.
Mm,
Um, yeah, I didn't think he was, but he's clearly attracted to her and wants to
yeah,
get something out of the experience, if you know what I mean.
I
yeah,
don't know. Because, well, see, this is so weird, right? Because didn't he want like a trad wife?
yeah.
She's not
Yeah,
that.
which is
No,
not. Yeah, I think they wanted. I think they're like, okay, well, this didn't work the first time. Let's go the other elements of what he wanted, which was that fitness side. So I think they
yeah,
really honed in on that.
I love they still
yeah.
didn't give him the 25-year-old though.
No,
Yes.
no. Well,
Oh,
what 25-year-old really wants to get
Get
married,
married.
like on
No.
MAFS?
that's
No
right.
way. They're applying for Love Island. Sorry, guys. They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's their generation. Oh,
Mm,
but do you know what I loved as well is that whenever so everyone was walking in and obviously we saw Billy walk in alone and Athena walk in alone, but I loved how no one wanted to sit next to Sierra. And so Sierra went
Yes.
sat down next to her and then started talking to her and very unapologetically while apologizing. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Like
mm.
really, I couldn't care less attitude,
yeah.
essentially. And then no one wanted to talk to her, so she sat down beside Morena
Mm,
because no one else wanted to talk to her. And then Morena started to talk to her, and then Adrian came and sat over and sat beside
yeah.
her, and she completely then ignored Morena and started talking to Adrian.
And she
Yeah.
literally sat there and she goes, "We should not be sitting together."
But then she completely blanked Morena. It was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
someone's come to talk to me.
She was very good at playing the nice girl at the start, wasn't
Hmm.
she? nice and innocent, and she clearly now is, I don't know, could be editing, but just from all the horrible things that she's starting to do and clearly has no remorse, is quite a nasty person, really.
I really, really felt for Billy when, now jumping back to the commitment ceremony, but I really felt for him where he said, you know, we've been intimate and now we've woken up this morning and there's like a big distance between us and I don't know why. I was like, oh gosh, I really
That'd
feel
be a
for you,
big knock to the
Billy.
ego for a bloke, right?
Oh, and then sitting on the bloody couch, it just felt like a drunken fumble.
Yes, but the drunken fumble comment, I was like,
Oh,
oh, that's gotta hurt.
kick in the guts.
Yeah,
I really, really felt for him. I was like, honestly, that is
she's a
just
bitch.
why say that? Like, just be
To
like,
be a
oh,
bitch. I think because she was trying to downplay or garner sympathy
mm,
for because she knew she had talked to Adrian.
So Morena has quietened down this week.
I don't know
She's
if they,
taken
I don't
on
know if
yeah,
board.
I don't know if she's quietened down or everyone else has gotten a hell of a lot louder.
Yeah, but she seems to be a lot more coy um, in the, I suppose, what they're showing us, and a lot quieter and allowing Tony to speak. And they seem to be a lot happier. And I like the fact that she's an older woman and she appears to be willing to take on positive criticism
Yeah.
to better herself. Like,
yeah,
you're never too old to learn and you're never too old to improve yourself. So kudos to her.
exactly.
I take
Yeah,
away the Marin comment, and you can now be called Morena for now.
yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Until the next
Who's
edit.
Right?
I love Jeff
that's
and Ree. I
right.
love that they're backing each
Yeah,
other and they're supporting. Because as soon as he said, "Oh, she wanted to meet with me," I was like, "Well, I hope he shuts that shit down. I hope he's
yeah,
like, no, I'll come, but I'm bringing Ree."
yeah. I also really like the fact, and I've said this, that I like the closeness that they've developed. It's beautiful that their relationship is unfolding at their pace.
And they're not rushing
And
Yeah.
into it. They're just like, well,
that's right.
you guys can do whatever you want to do. We've been there, done
Mm,
that, so we're trying a different tact.
yeah.
Very
We know that we work together, and they want to develop their emotional connection
yeah,
together, which I
yeah,
think is a really, really smart way to go.
yeah.
Mm.
I know. I want to see more of
Yeah.
Jimmy and Dave. I love
Me
them.
too. I think they should have a spin-off show.
I think they're always just having sex, so they can't show too much of them because they're in the bedroom and Dave tells them to get out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hang on, boys.
Love
I
it.
think that's where they're at.
This is
Oh,
why we
I
need a
love it.
24/7 MAFS. So
Yeah.
who do you think's gonna leave from the commitment ceremony next? I don't know
I think
why Athena.
Athena.
I don't know why she would stay.
No.
Exactly. Neither. And I think that quite possibly Sierra and
Billy.
Billy are probably gone as well.
Well, I don't know about that. I think Billy will want to leave, but I think Sierra will say stay.
I
And
think they'll
because
both
of
say
Same
stay.
as same as I think Athena will say leave, and
Adrian will say stay.
Adrian will say stay, so
Yeah.
that
they have to have another week.
yeah, so that Sierra and
Oh, mate.
Adrian can catch up more.
Mm,
I think so. You
mm,
know, because they're on the payroll, mate. Why
that's
wouldn't you
true.
take your mistress out for a dinner?
Mhm.
Exactly.
I would be surprised if no one leaves next week at the commitment
Mm,
ceremony. And
agreed.
if they all stay, then it's just curated reality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm getting a bit
that's
over
what
it.
it is at this point.
I'm getting a bit
Yeah,
over it. It's
Yeah.
getting a bit
exactly.
boring for me.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing each
Um,
week.
It's like Bianca Sensori getting naked again. It's like, oh, like no one
Yeah.
cares,
yeah.
love. Like walk around naked, no one cares.
To our valuable listeners, we absolutely adore you and thank you for listening to us fabulous girls chat, all things MAFS. Stay tuned until our next recap, which will be again of the commitment ceremony, Monday, Tuesday, and the dinner party. Thank you again for listening. I am one of your hosts, Paige.
I'm Moira.
And I'm Emma.
And you've been listening to What She Said. Bye.
Bye.